The world is changing and you need to change with it. Like, here's a reality check. Right now, we have 3.3 million long-haul truck drivers in this country. That's an estimation, of course. But the projections are that very soon we're going to have 500,000 automated long-haul truckers. No drivers in the truck. Now, think about the impact that has. The trickle-down effect. Well, first off, these long-haul drivers, they won't be subject to restrictions on how many hours they can drive, of course, right? They don't get sleepy. So 500,000 of them can maybe replace the number of hours driven on the road. They can replace maybe 1 million to 1.5 million drivers. They don't buy boots. They don't buy gloves. They don't eat at diners, so they don't take rest stops. If I'm a long-haul truck driver right now, I'd be thinking, whoa, wait a minute. Automation could be coming after almost half of our jobs. Think about call centers. I was reading some research recently about call centers, and that industry believes they can save $80 billion with AI. So if you work in a call center, they're estimating they can save $80 billion by using automated AI, where it's not so annoying that people won't respond, but just by using artificial intelligence. In fact, the projections are that there could be as many as 73 million jobs eliminated in the next 5 years by artificial intelligence. What's the antidote to you being among that 73 million? Consequential knowledge. You need to have a skill that can't be replaced by a robot or a job that they can't replace you by noon. Now, if you work in a fast food joint and that is honest work, I've done it. I was a car hop at A&W Root Beer. I was pretty good till they put us on skates. There's still hamburgers rolling down May Avenue in Oklahoma City. I just wasn't good on skates. But if you're doing fries at McDonald's, sorry, but they can replace you by noon tomorrow. That skill set, while it's honest work and it's a good place to work, you are replaceable. They can probably train up your replacement in a matter of hours. So you don't have consequential knowledge. They can replace you in short order. You need to choose a vertical. Being a jack of all trades, I'm not sure that's a good idea these days. You need to choose a vertical, one area where you vertically develop. Maybe it's a copier repair person, a computer repair person, or a great field in the future are some of the blue-collar jobs like carpentry, plumber, electrician, and I'll tell you why. Because the baby boomers, of which I am one, who have been doing those jobs and making a lot of money doing it, are aging out. The millennials and Gen Z that are coming up haven't really taken to those jobs very well. They're not really interested in doing those jobs, and as a result, it's projected that we're going to have hundreds of thousands of vacancies across those professions in the coming few years. So you have a problem at your house with plumbing, or you blow a fuse, or you have a wire in the wall that goes bad, it's going to be hard to get that fixed because we're going to be short several 100,000 people in those professions because it seems like nobody wants to do those jobs. And it's going to be hard for robots to do those jobs because they're not repetitive. And you've got to be able to get there and interact with the customer and assess the situation. So heating and air conditioning, all of these sorts of professions are going to be really hurting. Patient care, first responders. Lots of these professions that are going to be very difficult for robots to replace, AI can enhance but can't replace. It's going to be very, very difficult. So the question becomes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to develop in your area? Because this idea that has been pushed recently about everybody's going to have an equal outcome, well, that's just simply not something that is going to be focused on in the years that lie ahead of you. Unless that outcome is everybody being hungry, hopeless, and homeless, is that it? Is that what everybody wants to have as an equal outcome? I think the only way people want an equal outcome is if that outcome is a good one. And my point to you is that you, no matter what you do, whether you work for a big company or you don't, is that you are in business for yourself. You are the CEO of you. You're your own life manager. And the question is twofold. Do you believe in your ability to adapt and succeed? And do you know what your consequential knowledge is? What do you bring that's unique to your situation? It may not be what you think it is. And you may think, well, I'm dependable and I'm loyal. You need to stop and think, is that unique? If it is, you're in a real bad company. But look around. Are there other people that are that way? What is your unique contribution? And if you can't identify it, that needs to go to the top of your priority list. I said it's the antidote to your company coming around and doging themselves and saying, I'm going to look for waste, fraud, and abuse. And if they do that, if they come around and say, well, I'm going to make a 20% reduction in the workforce here, don't be vulnerable. Be someone that they look and say, hey, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at him, and he's like Dr. Phil feels about his executive assistant, his office manager, his business manager. He said, my gosh, he cannot live without her. That's how I want them feeling about me. That I am so good at solving customer complaints. I'm so good at handling our troubleshooting or being the face of this company or leading the troops in our department. They just do not want to do without me. I'm the best coder, or I'm the best painter, or I'm the best whatever. They'd be fools to even consider doing this without me. Find out what that consequential knowledge is. There are people in law firms that are rainmakers. They're the ones that bring in the business. The firm couldn't do without them. I have restaurants that I go to where the host or hostess out front just makes the place. You know, what is it, Cheers, where people want to go where everybody knows their name. And maybe that's it. Great personality. You're the face of the organization. Whatever it is, identify that consequential knowledge. Don't be taken out by somebody that comes in and says we're streamlining our organization, getting rid of everybody that's not essential. And make sure you see coming AI. You know, I've had to think about that. I don't make a product. I don't have a bridge that's done when I finish my work year. I can't point to, see that bridge over there? I worked on that. Or see this table everybody's eating at? I built that. I work with my mind. I've been trained in the science of psychology, and we have tools. We have psychometrics that when I was in practice, I used them to evaluate people, and we have evidence-based therapies and treatments and that sort of thing. But I show up and people pay me to think and analyze. Robin's joked that she wished I'd wear a helmet around because if she said, somebody hits you in the head, you're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. And I think that I have consequential knowledge and communication skills and all, but I've had to evolve because the world has evolved. I've had to school myself on social media and cyber realities. When I started Dr. Phil originally, there was no such thing as cyber bullying. The word cyber existed, the word bully existed, but like I said, you may not have heard consequential and knowledge used together in a sentence. I'd never used cyber and bullying in a sentence. They were put together now. Cyberbullying became a real thing with kids getting bullied on the internet and on social media platforms. So I had to evolve. If I wanted to remain consequential to American society, I had to evolve and adapt and gain expertise in the internet and how it was being used socially. That's what I'm saying to you. So you have to figure out, how can I remain relevant? How can I remain in such a way that my knowledge is consequential so I don't get eliminated by AI, so I don't get caught up in a reduction of force from them coming through and doing a doge on our company. I don't want to get caught up in waste, fraud, or abuse, not because I've done something wrong, but just because they think we don't need this anymore.